So hello everybody, Claire Rees here from Introbiz Sweden, and joining me today is the amazing Sara Nyström. Sara and I have become quite close friends as well as business colleagues over the last few months, which I find is absolutely amazing. Sara is the co-founder of Heart Smart Concept, which she'll be talking about today. And she is also the founder and CEO of Impact Pro and the executive director of Centre for Body Language. So welcome, Sara, and lovely that you're here with me today.
Thank you, Claire. I'm very happy to be here with you. And today we're not going to have any technical troubles, right? We're going to, because we're recording. You're recording, right?
I am recording. You're going to be on YouTube and you're going to be on a podcast with me. Yes, because our very first recording was, I can't say it's a disaster because they never disaster. They what do we call them? They're learning curves, aren't they?
We learned something. Yeah, we learned something. And we were grateful for that, aren't we?
Character building.
So, thank you, Claire, for inviting me once more. I'm very happy to be here with you, like always. And you should just ask me any question. I'll be happy to share a little bit of who I am and more specifically about Heart Smart, right?
Yeah, so it's quite interesting, your background as well, Sara. So just give us a little bit of information of why you've entered into this journey of it's called emotional intelligence, isn't it?
Yeah,
those lines.
I guess we could say that that I am in that sector, definitely. Let me give you some bits and pieces of who I am. So the reason I ended up doing this, life is a journey, right? When we at a certain point look back on that journey, we can see why things have happened, and things have become quite clear for me. And they keep becoming more and more clear as I'm walking my current path, or the path that I've been on always, I guess. So when I look back on my life, I understand why things have happened the way they have, and how I get to use my experiences and the knowledge I've gained during my life. So quite early on in life, I left Sweden. I've always been sort of an adventurer, and I love traveling. I love meeting people from different cultures and learning about different cultures. So I lived in many countries early on in life. From between the age of 20 and 30, I was rarely in Sweden, which is my country of birth.
Yeah.
And I got to understand, well, maybe I understand it definitely lately, and maybe I didn't understand that well at that point, but communication is my thing. I believe that everybody has a gift, everybody has a talent, and my talent is that of communicating and connecting with other people. And I got to practice that a lot during my time abroad. What did I do abroad? I studied, I worked, I traveled, and I gained life experiences and work life experience. And later on, I'd come back home, I'd studied and do all that things. And eventually I ended up working at the Swedish Migration Agency. Well, I had various jobs, but that would be the job I had for the longest period of time. I worked there nearly 13 years, which is a very long time for a person like me, like trying new things. But I stayed for long. I sometimes took time off and did something else, but in total, I did 13 years. And Swedish Migration Agency, there I met people from all over. I kept meeting people from all over the world, and asylum seekers leaving their countries, fleeing from their countries, seeking a new future in Sweden. And it's been a great experience, a great learning experience, like a school of communication. I kept evolving that, how to connect with people, how to read people, how to connect with them, how to understand them, And now we're not talking verbal, we're talking non-verbal. So today I work with non-verbal communication, but I've been doing it for so long without thinking about it.
So is there something that you're looking at where what people are actually sometimes saying is sometimes not what they're actually thinking?
Exactly. It happens all the time, right?
Absolutely. It's that's amazing. And People will walk away and you never hear from them again.
Exactly. In order to connect really well with someone, the first step is to understand where they are coming from, where they are at this point. And you get, with time, you develop like an intuition, we all have intuition, right? But we can develop it. And then you use it in your communication. And today I train people and companies in actually consciously elevating their how you say, their ability to perceive these signals that we send, all these signals that we send out all the time.
Yeah, and I know since we've met each other as well, and I've listened to you a lot, and we've spoken a lot since we've actually met as well. And there's something that I've consciously been looking at is this, and something you talk about is that gut feeling, isn't it? That sort of that feeling. And I was on a webinar yesterday with a guy as well, you know, and we're subjected to so much information in our brains, you know, that we're supposed to be thinking, but actually it's not how we're actually supposed to perform, really. Is that right?
Exactly. That's exactly how it is. Yeah. And I was just thinking, I wanted to give an example. If you're, I go back to my previous workplace at the migration agency, and let's say that you sit down with a person that has, it's not like this for everybody, but many people have left difficult situations at home, and they may also be afraid of authorities for natural reasons, because they come from a country sometimes where you are afraid of authorities, right? So that's their experience they had. So then you may have limited time with this person, and you need that person to give you some information about their situation, right? So in order for them to trust you, you need to work actively. You just cannot sit down and then expect like it's any kind of, it's not any kind of meeting. Yeah, it's a special meeting, and every person we meet is a special meeting. But I mean, these circumstances are challenging, and with little things, you can open the door slightly, bit by bit, and in the end, you may have the person approaching you and saying you something like, "Oh, I wish everybody in here were like you," or even though we may have talked about something very difficult, sometimes I gave them information they don't want to have. They wanted to have other information, more positive. Maybe I had to give negative information, sometimes maybe telling them that you need to return to your home country, and that person is very scared, of course, of doing that, or in some situations very scared, and then it's all about giving the information with clarity and empathy. So it's a balance between being that professional, clear person, because I work for the government, but also with empathy. If you cannot do with empathy, you shouldn't work there. So always a feel for both things, and that experience I have taken with me, and I want it, and now I'm teaching it how to find balance between being clear and giving all that information you need to give, and also having empathy and feel the other person, to connect with that person. We talk about, for example, we leave my job at a migration agency, and we talk about sales or negotiation, or if you're an entrepreneur, you sell yourself constantly, right? And it's all about connecting to the other person. So it may not be the case that you're having somebody in front of you that left their country in war, but you may have a person with other kind of needs in front of you. We all have different needs, and you need to feel those needs, understand those needs, and adapt your communication, so and so that they can feel that they trust you. And if you're able to read nonverbal signals, you will be much better at do not only listen to the words, because that's only part of communication, right? A big part of communication is nonverbal.
Absolutely, and I'm really buying into this since I've actually met you. And not all business people, and you touched on it just then, not all business people, or people, you know, if you've got your own business, you're a sole trader, or you know, you've got a smaller business, you practically do everything in your business, so you are the manager, you are the salesperson, the marketeer, you're everything. And we're not always all good at those jobs. So this type of information that you're giving is helping people as well, to help them to sell themselves as well, but in such a lovely way. You know, it's what I like is the soft selling, you know, and this is what we're all about with Introbiz as well. It's building relationships, which you and I have, and we'll most probably have a relationship for a very, very long time, forever.
Forever and ever.
Forever. Yeah.
And that's how the great deals are. We already have collaborations. We can maybe we'll have another call on that, but we have exciting things going on, you and I, Claire.
We've got
that's because of relation. But I want to say something that Central Body Language, we conducted many studies, and one study showed at different companies in different sectors all over the world have shown the same, that we train companies in reading facial expressions, right? And before training, there is always a pre-test and a post-test, right? Mm-hmm. The pre-test that we conducted in companies in different sectors all over the world showed the same thing, that you can have a natural talent for this. Mm-hmm. So the top salespeople of a company always have higher, up to maybe 20% higher scores than the lower part, or the how you say, the salespeople that didn't sell that much. Not the opposite of top salespeople.
Lower performance.
They had lower scores. So there is a clear correlance. So that's very interesting, and that shows also that because we can raise that after the training, people typically have around 80-90% correct, and maybe before they start out with 10, 20, 30% correct. So we raise that ability, and then with that also increase the sales. So this is not mumbo jumbo. It's science, and it's proven that when you can, and it's not so strange when you think about it, because business is all about that. It builds on emotions, right? Mm-hmm. When we buy things, we buy on emotions. Not entirely, but a big part is emotions. During negotiation, we feel a lot of emotions, right? Mm-hmm. And if we're able to read the emotions in people's faces and bodies, then we're much better off, because we can adapt our offers to what we're actually seeing.
Yeah. So for the future then, Sara.
I'm both.
What type of things, we'll talk about tomorrow in a little bit, but what type of things are you offering companies or businesses to help them grow for your future collaboration with businesses?
Well, specifically, a big part of the Hard Smart concept, which we'll talk about in a while, right? It's communication. Yeah. And the funny thing is that most people think that they're great communicators. It's not so many people that believe that they're not. But believe me, everybody can improve. Everybody can improve their way of communicating and connecting with others. That's what I have to say about that, actually, that you may believe that you are a superstar in communication, and maybe you are, but most people need and should improve. And when that happens, it will also definitely affect your business.
Yeah. Definitely. And you always know when you go to a different companies, etc., when you buy in something and say you it's a regular place that you actually go, you will go to that certain person all the time that you've connected with.
You know, because you have a connection with that person.
Because you have that connection with that person. And if that person's not in on that day, you get really disappointed.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the way it is. And we help you. We can help you increase with Hard Smarts. It's not only about reading, it's also your own way of communicating, because everything is subconscious, right? So we pick up on the signal subconsciously, but we can, like I said, we can increase our ability to read, right?
Yeah.
Aware, to be more conscious about it, not only leave it to the subconscious side, but also we constantly emit subconsciously signals, and we cannot do much about them, actually. We can read a book on body language, sure. We can know how positions which are good and which positions, are not so good. But if we really want to have a makeover and be impactful, we need to work on our minds. And that's also a big part of Heart Smart concept. Both me and Jan-Åke have a background in mental training. Mental training originates in the sports world. So at high level, sports people, they never, ever only exercise physically. They always exercise their brains and the attitude. That's the difference between the top sports people and the almost top. That's
what's like
mental ability, and you can train. The brain is like a muscle that you can train. So if we work with our mindset and our attitude, it will definitely automatically show in the way we communicate at the subconscious level, right? So with little time, I in my trainings I sometimes show. We'll see if I'm going to do that on Wednesday. A clip with a corporate leader and his micro expressions before 2 weeks of body language coaching and after. And it's almost scary. I almost get scared myself when I see it, because he's a different person. I think you've seen it, Claire. He is a different person. And the only thing they have done is that he has worked on his mind. He hasn't trained how to do, because people wouldn't come through as authentic. So we cannot train our face and our body not to be authentic and really powerful. So when we work on the mind, it automatically translates into positive and powerful body language. So this is also a part of our Heart Smart training, to become powerful and impactful, and we can actually increase our charisma. And I just love that. What if the world would be filled with charismatic and connecting people? Wouldn't it be better?
It would. I can't even think about how it would be, actually. It's just explosive. That's the first thing that came into my mind. It'd just be absolutely amazing. And
so it's like you asked me before about the future, and I'm a big time dreamer. I have so many visions and things I want to pull off, and one thing is to increase the emotional intelligence of the world. And I just keep thinking there's so much we can do, right? Because thinking about how bad communicators we are, it's super cool. I was actually invited to the United Nations in the beginning of this year to give a training, and that made my mind go berserk. I was thinking, like, giving trainings at this level,
you can do it.
Many things we can do. Yeah.
So what we're going to do now is on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, and what's the date tomorrow? The 19th of August, 4 p.m. UK time and 5 p.m. Swedish time. Tell us what's going to happen there, Sara.
Well, me and Jan-Åke, we actually did this in Sweden, right? We did this in Sweden. Was it in June? And
days and months with working from home and
I know. Let's say it was in June. Could be May too. And it was very well received, and we were invited to the UK. So we're going to do it's going to be 2 hours with me and my fantastic business partner Jan-Åke Björk. I am so proud to be working with him. Should we say a few words about him as well? You
I could have listened
in person, but he's fantastic. And we complement each other in the best possible way. Jan-Åke has 30 years of international experience. He's lived in all continents. I haven't, but I lived in many countries. And so he has this vast international experience. And like me, he's always been interested in communication. So he left, he switched from, he's an engineer, so he left that and he started working more with communication, specifically teaching complex sales and negotiation, intercultural communication. And he's been teaching for like 15 years at university, and I've been taking one of his courses recently. And I just need to tell you that wow, at the end, the last day of the course, so many positive comments, and this is the best course, and in that case was they were future real estate agents. But I'm super proud to be with him because not only because the experience, also his person, he's amazing. You will see, he's really great. I love his combination of mental training, because you don't meet people training. There are a lot of trainers in negotiation and sales, but with a tweak that Jan-Åke has, and it suits me perfectly, that he has a mental training. So we have to have what I talked about before, what we have on the inside connected to the things we learn, like how to negotiate. Yeah.
I,
So those were a few words about Yonoka. So the two of us will get together, and our concept, Heart Smart Business Growth, builds on 5 pillars, and we are not going to have time for them. We're going to focus on 2 of them: Heart Smart Communication, that will be me, and Heart Smart Negotiation will be Yonoka. And I think Yonoka is going to come out first with his part, and then I'm going to join, or I'm going to be there all the time, but I'm going to be after with the communication part. And we're really, really looking forward to it.
I even though I've heard it before, I am going to be there, and I will be obviously as part of Introbiz anyway, because I'm the Introbiz franchisee. Then I will be there, and I can't wait. And anybody can join in from it's free for anybody who wants to actually join us. And in Sweden and in Scandinavia and the UK, globally, anybody can join actually.
Yeah, we love that, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
As global as possible.
This is the amazing thing with Zoom now, you're
Yeah.
talking to people from all over the world, and everybody can join in, and we can, this is going to be a difficult time, it's going to be a difficult, I don't know how long this is going to last. UK has already been announced as recession, so we're all in this together, and we really, really need to support each other. And I think your concept as well is amazing to get people communicating, and I am one of those people. I want people to communicate, and I want us all to work together. I don't care if we're in the same sector.
And also it's a great opportunity with all challenges. I try not to say difficult. It is difficult, but we say it's challenging, right?
Challenging.
And with these challenges, there are always positive things coming around. Now we have to use our mind in a positive way. So the positive side of this is bringing all the ability to open up doors to bring like never before. We had the opportunity before, but now when people are so much online, to bring all the experts from around the world, and that's what you guys are doing, and I just love being part of that. That's fantastic.
And I love you being part of it. And as per usual, we can talk and talk and talk.
Yes, we can.
Sara and I went on a walk the other day. I think we only done 2 kilometers, but we were there for the whole day.
Yeah, it was the beginning of a trek in the north of Sweden for myself. Had a heavy backpack and a dog, and you had your dog. Beautiful weather, and it was just fantastic. And I thought with a heavy bag, I was almost 25 kilos in the beginning of my trek. I thought we walked for about like 10 kilometers, and we talk. And we pulled out the map and we looked, and you told me something that made me freak out a bit. You told me we have walked, Sarah. You know how long we walked? Yeah, you go ahead and say.
It was about 2.5 kilometers.
And I was about to walk 65 65 kilometers. So I got a little bit worried, but it worked out.
But that sort of day and that sort of communication, we've got so many ideas and so many things that we're going to bring people when we're going to collaborate. So we've been talking for 23 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
Absolutely.
We're going to schedule, we definitely need to schedule another call on our collaboration, because we have something else cooking that is too soon to reveal, but let's just say it's cooking.
Going to be amazing and exciting.
It is. Wow, I'm so excited about that.
the sort of the title, we'll give a little bit, is Walk In, Walk Out.
Yeah, that's what we can reveal at the moment. Walk in, walk out. We don't say anything else, but stay tuned. It's going to be magical. You don't want to miss out on that.
No. So as normal, as per usual, Sara, it's been such a pleasure. If anybody wants to join us tomorrow, Wednesday, the 19th, 4 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. Swedish time, then just contact me, Claire Rees, at claire@introbizsweden.com, or you can just go to our Facebook page, Sara Nyström's Facebook page, my Facebook page. We're all over social media for the next few days.
All over the place. Impact Pro, LinkedIn as well. So thanks for having me, Claire. It's always, like I say, it's always a pleasure talking to you, my sister up north. And look forward to seeing you tomorrow again. You and all of you listening, I hope you join us. I promise you, you're going to walk away with something that you can use for the rest of your life. I dare to promise you that.
That's guaranteed.
Let's guarantee it, to open up your eyes for something that you may not be aware of at this point.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Sara.
Thank you. Thank you.